Kamat sir, you talked about empowerment.
Correct.
You talked about education. Now, we are talking about demographic dividend, right? There are a lot of young people. Now, how the whole act is helping the young people with disability, and please do mention about the reservation. We hear about reservation. Now, what is this reservation, and how this is happening?
Yeah. First of all, you raised a very important point: demographic dividend.
Yes.
We talk about youth, demographic dividend. Now see, when it comes to persons with disability, you have to understand disabilities of different kinds. First, disability is by birth or acquired from childhood, slowly it goes up. Second disability is, it can be for anybody, we never think, but we get into an accident and you are crippled and become a person with disability.
Yes.
Young person becomes disabled, wheelchair user.
Yes.
And third is old age related disabilities they get. That is the third. But the third is providing them comfortable living and services. That is the point. But as you pointed out first, demographic dividend. If your population in the education and then that settlement level in the life, earning level is disabled, then unless you educate them, unless you make them productive, and try and understand that in India we give figure of say 60 million persons with disability. But I tell you, much of the population in rural areas, many still have this superstition that they are not, they are a curse. That is why many people don't bring them in front, don't enumerate them as persons. So that is why this number which is quoted is not really reality. It could be much more. So in that sense, unless we educate them, unless we empower them with technology and equipment, unless we give them jobs. Now when you said empowerment, how that reservation you mentioned. Now when they are educated, they are equal human resource ready to be employed.
Yeah.
But society has so many perceptions. For example, when I tell some employer that here is a visually impaired person, I employ that person, he says, sir, but how he will be? He can't even sign. Now why he has not given signature? Because his signature can be misused. But so awareness is less. So employment wise, government today becomes their biggest employer.
Okay.
So there is the Act 2016, Persons with Rights of Persons with Disability Act, has a clearly defined policy of 4% reservation.
Okay.
But what happens is, I will tell you, if you see a state like Goa, if you go to government offices, what you will find is only orthopedic persons with hand disability or physical or wheelchair, they are there in the government. I am not against them. I am for all persons with disability. But if you see the 4% policy, it is clearly defined. But governments take a shortcut. When they want to employ persons with disability, they say reservation for persons with disability. No, it is not correct. If you see the provision in the Act, it says it has a policy. It says A, persons with visual impairment, partial or full, will get 1%. B, persons with full hearing impairment or partial speech and hearing impairment will get 1%. C, persons with cerebral palsy, orthopedic, acid throw, all these persons will get 1%. And D, remaining 1% is for first visual impaired, second again hearing impaired and speech impaired, third category cerebral palsy and all other disabilities, and fourth again left out. Sometimes some are not notified by state. they would. So the point is, in your state government, if people are, I have today in Goa, there are lot of educated visually impaired person, government jobs they are not getting. Why? Because they are considered as headaches. Once you get them, make that ductiles and all that, ductiles and all facilities you have to create on the ramps.
Yes.
You have to keep people them to support.
Mhm.
These things, government, this awareness of the people at higher places is still not there. Second, when you employ a speech or hearing impaired, in the panel of employment interview, you should have sign language people.
Yes.
Government doesn't have that. So what they do, they fail them during interview. Understand? So these things happen. So the purpose, the intent of the act is defeated. That is why I am saying their empowerment should be when correctly defined policies are implemented. And for that, again I will tell you, it is the entire society which should be speaking on their behalf. It doesn't happen. Till that doesn't happen, these things will not take place. Their empowerment, their inclusion will not take place.